Welcome back to the Dinar Daily channel. Tonight, we're diving deep into a question that is currently dominating discussions across the entire investor community: the practical logistics of exchanging Iraqi dinar notes, specifically whether U.S. banks would allow a swap from the smaller 1,000 dinar denominations to the much larger 25,000 dinar notes, and what this procedural preference might mean for a massive currency redemption rollout. We'll be analyzing the subtle cues, internal banking signals, and strategic positioning insights that could fundamentally alter your preparation strategy for any potential revaluation event. It's a conversation that moves beyond speculation and into the nuts and bolts of banking mechanics, offering a breakthrough of clarity for those who have been patiently waiting for actionable intelligence on this often confusing topic. The matter of which denomination to focus on, the 1,000 dinar note or the 25,000 dinar note, has become a central, hotly debated issue among currency holders, completely bypassing the typical concerns over revaluation timing or international agreements. While initially appearing to be a trivial arithmetical distinction, since both denominations represent the same proportional value once a rate is applied, the reality of high-volume financial transactions suggests a deeper logistical complexity. The sheer volume created by holding a large value in smaller notes presents considerable challenges when an individual approaches a financial institution, particularly during an anticipated high-traffic redemption period, making the debate anything but simple. Consider the practical scenario: a customer presenting a substantial sum of value in 1,000 dinar notes requires the bank teller or private banker to undertake a meticulous, time-consuming process. This involves individually verifying, counting, and authenticating a fixed stack of lower denomination bills while simultaneously navigating strict anti-money laundering (AML) compliance protocols. Contrast this laborious task with the streamlined experience of someone arriving with the equivalent value in far fewer 25,000 dinar notes. The reduced physical count translates to quicker verification times and a more efficient, less cumbersome interaction for all parties involved, an advantage that has been subtly hinted at in various internal communications and training materials from major U.S. banking institutions like Chase, Wells Fargo, and HSBC. For currency holders preparing for a major exchange event, this denomination debate transcends mere bill counting. It's a critical element of strategic positioning. The conventional wisdom emerging from insider perspectives is that those possessing the higher value denominations may navigate the impending currency redemption system with significantly greater speed and efficiency. This could potentially translate into reduced stress and, crucially, quicker access to liquidity once a revaluation process officially begins. This focus on maximizing opportunity by minimizing logistical friction is precisely why the question of note size is so pervasive, making a granular understanding of banking protocols a key component of effective pre-exchange preparation. The mechanics by which Tier 1 U.S. banks such as Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Chase, and Citi handle foreign currency exchanges are far more complex and protocol-driven than generally understood, and these procedures are poised to become the most critical determinants of the entire redemption process. These institutions operate under rigorous internal guidelines for the receipt, validation, and ultimate crediting of foreign notes, with a mandatory internal process to ensure authenticity. While routine currency exchanges, like a handful of euros or pounds from a vacation, are handled swiftly by sophisticated detection machines, a large-scale redemption event involving the Iraqi dinar, due to its unique volume and speculative nature, could drastically strain this system. Internal reports from within the banking sector strongly suggest a clear processing advantage for larger denominations, indicating that 25,000 dinar bills can be scanned, verified, and entered into the system at a much quicker pace than large bundles of 1,000 dinar notes. This operational efficiency is not just a minor convenience. It's a significant factor because any revaluation is anticipated to be treated as a structured, full-scale redemption program, a one-time opportunity for individuals to exchange physical currency at designated institutions rather than a typical casual currency swap involving preset institutional agreements. The persistent insider discussion suggests that the faster a bank can process a client, the less likely that client is to encounter disruptive delays, prolonged verification procedures, or secondary holding periods for their funds. In essence, the message being disseminated to the prepared investor is that strategic planning around currency denominations could be a decisive factor in leveraging the anticipated redemption window once it opens. Grasping the current banking logistics and operational preferences today could directly translate into a seamless, less stressful, and ultimately more efficient experience when the revaluation is finally underway. The most intriguing and often actionable intelligence regarding speculative currency, like the dinar, rarely originates from official bank memos or public press releases. Instead, it circulates within private exchange groups, exclusive insider forums, and through hushed conversations among well-connected investors who maintain a constant vigil on market developments. A recent, significant surge in reports within these private networks has focused intensely on the role of note denominations, specifically examining the rumored operational differences between handling the 1,000 and the 25,000 dinar notes. Investors are sharing claims based on purported early simulations conducted within private banking test environments, which reportedly confirm that high-value notes are processed with noticeably greater speed. This observed efficiency is then tied into the much larger debate concerning screen rates versus contract rates. The screen rate is the publicly accessible baseline rate visible to a bank teller, reflecting the normal market transaction value, while contract rates are rumored to be higher, pre-negotiated rates offered to select clients under structured redemption agreements. The denomination presented for exchange is speculated to be an influencing factor in determining which of these two potential exchange pathways, screen rate or a higher contract rate, a customer is guided toward, particularly if banks are simultaneously preparing liquidity for both rapid, high-volume processing and selective, higher-tier contract executions. Furthermore, some analysts suggest that the push for larger notes is not solely about processing speed, but is also a critical tool for bank liquidity management. Processing fewer total bills significantly reduces the strain on accounting systems, physical storage space, and critical verification infrastructure. The general sentiment among informed investors is a strong emphasis on methodical preparation over reactive panic, reinforcing the idea that strategic preparation regarding denominations, screen rates, and potential contract opportunities will position individuals favorably when others are still grappling with basic inquiries at the counter. While much of the preparation focus in the U.S. centers on domestic banking logistics, the undeniable role of international factors, particularly the actions of Iraq itself, must be fully integrated into the denomination debate. The Iraqi Gazette, the government's official publication for enacting governmental decisions, has consistently published notices highlighting significant steps toward fundamental currency reform, economic restructuring, and overall modernization. Though these official announcements may not explicitly mention specific note denominations, they establish the overarching regulatory and policy environment that dictates how both domestic and foreign institutions must prepare for any eventual currency transition, indirectly signaling which notes may be prioritized for future circulation or exchange. The Central Bank of Iraq (CBI) holds a central, indispensable role, as it is the sole authority with the power to authorize currency exchanges outside of Iraq's borders and to legally define the parameters for the redemption of the Iraqi dinar abroad. However, the process is governed by a crucial two-step verification system, requiring the involvement of the U.S. Treasury. Without explicit clearance from the Treasury Department, American banks are legally constrained from confirming the eligibility of notes or processing large-scale exchanges. Therefore, Iraq sets the foundational policy framework, but the U.S. Treasury provides the essential operational green light for American financial institutions. This critical interplay between the CBI and the U.S. Treasury may offer further explanation as to why larger denominations are being tacitly positioned as the more desirable option. The 25,000 dinar notes naturally align better with established global standards for high-value financial settlement, and are inherently easier to integrate into existing American banking systems that are already configured for stringent international compliance. Consequently, for investors, the necessary approach is a strategic blend of patient observation and precise action, monitoring not just the statements from the CBI and the Iraqi Gazette, but also the specific responses and clearances provided by the U.S. Treasury, which will ultimately dictate the smoothness and timing of the redemption process. To effectively dissect the denomination debate, it is productive to filter out speculative noise and instead focus on the informed perspectives offered by financial professionals who possess a deep, technical understanding of money and large-scale banking operations. From the vantage point of banking experts, there is a clear and unequivocal preference for larger notes when the priority is processing efficiency. A teller or private banker can process a high denomination stack of 25,000 dinar notes far quicker than the equivalent value represented by numerous 1,000 dinar bills, a difference that materially reduces the risk of human error and minimizes machine stress. During the essential verification phase, this preference is not merely about enhancing customer convenience. During a redemption event of this magnitude, superior efficiency directly translates into significantly shorter wait times for customers, fewer operational bottlenecks across various bank branches, and a far greater overall operational flow. Yet, when viewed through the contrasting lens of an economist, the narrative takes on a necessary nuance. While larger notes offer undeniable benefits at the point of redemption, smaller denominations are argued to be absolutely crucial for the post-revaluation phase, once the dinar transitions into functional everyday use within Iraq. For the practicalities of daily commerce buying necessities, paying for local services, or conducting routine business, smaller notes offer the vital flexibility required for a functional, circulating currency, suggesting that over time, the smaller bills could gain importance within Iraq's domestic economy, even if they are less efficient for foreign redemption, providing yet another layer of informed analysis. The currency analyst often offers a caution to investors against overthinking the denomination issue, sometimes suggesting that the entire 1K versus 25K discussion could potentially be a red herring. Their argument is grounded in the belief that banks, at the end of the day, will honor and ultimately redeem all authentic notes that have been officially approved by the Central Bank of Iraq and formally cleared for exchange by the U.S. Treasury. Therefore, while the size of the note may certainly impact the speed of processing or the general comfort of the transaction, the fundamental deciding factors will remain the authenticity of the currency and the adequacy of the accompanying customer documentation. These three distinct perspectives, the pursuit of operational efficiency, the need for post-RV functionality, and the unwavering reality of authentication, combine to provide a balanced, comprehensive lens through which a wise investor should weigh their decisions. For the community of currency holders, preparation is not a mere suggestion. It is the fundamental difference between confidently walking into a redemption appointment and frantically scrambling at the 11th hour, burdened by unnecessary stress. The crucial first step in positioning oneself advantageously is to meticulously organize all notes well ahead of time, ensuring they are bundled neatly by denomination, secured in protective sleeves, and accompanied by an accurate running tally. This simple act not only significantly accelerates the banker's verification process, but also conveys a level of professionalism that can subtly but positively influence the overall tone of the appointment. The physical condition of the currency is another paramount factor. Notes that are clean, free from excessive wear, tears, or markings are far more likely to be processed without issue through the bank's sophisticated validation machines. This is the rationale behind many informed investors taking extensive measures to store their notes in archival quality protective cases, minimizing any possibility of damage that could introduce delays during the critical redemption phase. Beyond the physical currency, the corresponding documentation is equally critical. Banks are highly likely to require multiple forms of identification, including a valid government-issued ID, verifiable proof of purchase from a reputable, licensed currency dealer, and potentially a pre-scheduled appointment confirmation before any redemption can officially take place. Having all these documents perfectly organized and immediately accessible demonstrates compliance and reduces the risk of additional scrutiny or the imposition of secondary holds. Finally, the investor's mindset and motivation play a crucial role in this process, which is far more than a simple pay-for-value exchange. It is a transition into a new chapter of financial positioning. By proactively preparing notes, meticulously safeguarding their condition, and assembling all necessary paperwork, the prepared investor strategically sets themselves apart from the potentially less organized majority. In a scenario where the confluence of precise timing and quiet confidence may dictate successful outcomes, being completely ready offers a distinct competitive edge, allowing one to benefit while others are still grappling with the most basic of questions at the bank counter. In recent weeks, there has been a noticeable intensification of speculation regarding the precise preparatory steps major U.S. banking institutions are taking for a potential large-scale redemption, particularly in the operational comparison between the 1,000 and 25,000 unit notes. The internal chatter is fueled by LLEGED insider claims that certain financial institutions have already initiated experimentation with teller screen setups designed to seamlessly recognize and process both denominations, with the aim of eliminating any operational delays once an official exchange signal is given. Rumors have specifically surrounded institutions with a vast global footprint, such as HSBC, with claims circulating that internal trial runs have already been conducted in controlled environments to rigorously test the ability of both their software and their frontline staff to process these denominations without requiring time-consuming system recalibrations. Given its reputation for international currency operations, HSBC is a natural candidate for such advanced preparations, and the sheer persistence of these unconfirmed reports strongly suggests that significant preparatory work is indeed taking place behind closed doors. Simultaneously, reports emerging from sources close to Chase Bank indicate a potentially different, more inclusive preparatory philosophy. Insiders from Chase are reportedly speaking about a deliberate aim for denomination neutrality, suggesting that their systems are being primed to treat a 1,000 dinar note with the exact same transactional respect and priority as a 25,000 dinar note during a redemption phase. If this approach is accurate, it would imply a conscious effort to eliminate any perceived advantage based solely on note size, which would significantly alleviate investor anxiety about holding the wrong paper. Such a strategy would position the bank as actively trying to prevent a rushed, two-tiered system while still ensuring comprehensive operational readiness across the broadest possible spectrum of potential redemption scenarios. The core question of whether 1,000 or 25,000 notes will receive preferential treatment carries implications that extend far beyond simple processing speed. It directly connects to the long-anticipated Tier 4B activation. This pivotal stage is where private individuals, typically classified as well-informed or connected investors but not institutional players, are expected to gain initial access to structured redemption opportunities. According to a wealth of insider reports, the logistical debate concerning 1K versus 25K swaps is primarily a proxy for the critical issue of speed, the rate at which banks can safely and securely clear massive volumes of currency without triggering insurmountable operational bottlenecks. The simple, practical reasoning for prioritizing 25,000 notes is that the larger denominations permit a much faster aggregation of total value, thereby reducing the necessary time, physical paperwork, and inherent risk associated with processing tens of thousands of smaller bills. However, this potential prioritization carries a significant trade-off. It could potentially incite widespread panic or resentment among holders of smaller denominations, who might fear being deliberately disadvantaged or even locked out if a limited redemption window is suddenly imposed. This dual threat is why many analysts are strongly advising investors to meticulously scrutinize not only the official activation notices but also the exceptionally detailed fine print regarding all timelines and Procedural access protocols. If a Tier 4B activation were to occur with severely limited redemption windows, it would almost certainly trigger a rapid dynamic rush, inherently favoring those who are best prepared and act with immediate decisiveness, potentially penalizing those who hesitate. Meanwhile, the insider consensus remains sharply divided. Some maintain that banks, especially those following the alleged Chase model, will rigorously enforce denomination neutrality, while others firmly believe that the practical, overwhelming demands of operational efficiency will inevitably tilt the balance in favor of the 25,000 note holders. Regardless of which specific outcome ultimately materializes, the implications for individual investors are profound, and comprehending these subtle nuances may represent the difference between securing a seamless, stress-free redemption and finding oneself stranded at the back of an unexpectedly long queue. Preparation for a major currency exchange, especially one involving the Iraqi dinar, demands a unique blend of foresight, meticulous attention to detail, and disciplined organization. The absolute first step, a foundational requirement for all subsequent actions, is to systematically sort your notes by denomination. This simple act alone can preempt and save countless hours of unnecessary stress later on. Sorting notes into neat, separate piles, be it 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, or 25,000 dinar notes, ensures that you can instantly verify total counts, accurately calculate potential exchange values, and drastically minimize counting errors, which can be critical when time is of the essence and opportunity is fleeting. Once sorted, the next vital step is to provide physical protection for your currency. Utilizing high-quality archival sleeves, plastic holders, or reinforced binders prevents the various forms of physical damage, creases, folds, fading, or minor tears, any of which could seriously compromise the perceived authenticity or value of your notes. In a high-stakes scenario involving a potential revaluation, every small physical detail holds significant importance. Beyond mere physical protection, comprehensive documentation is the ultimate key to security. This means keeping all original purchase receipts, any notarized affidavits, and all official records that definitively prove ownership and the legitimacy of the currency's acquisition. These documents serve as an indispensable proof of verification if required, acting as your primary defense against any misunderstandings or complications that might arise during an official exchange process. An equally critical factor for preparedness is maintaining constant vigilance over bank announcements and official updates. Any change in exchange policies, new government notifications, or official communications from the Central Bank of Iraq can dramatically affect the necessary timing and overall strategy for redemption. Subscribing only to highly reputable news sources, meticulously monitoring alerts, and maintaining a close watch on all relevant developments ensures that you are never caught unprepared or off guard by a sudden shift. Furthermore, it is essential to internalize the distinction between public and private rates. Public rates released by formal financial institutions reflect the official, formal market valuation, while the rumored private rates are thought to fluctuate based on specific factors like demand, bank liquidity, and market conditions. A keen awareness of this distinction allows you to set realistic expectations and plan your strategy accordingly. Ultimately, patience and mental preparedness represent the final, indispensable ingredients for success. The journey is not about rushing into an exchange. It is about being completely ready and strategically positioned when the optimal opportunity finally presents itself. By diligently sorting, physically protecting, thoroughly documenting, and staying profoundly informed, you consciously place yourself in a position of complete control, unwavering confidence, and total readiness, transforming potential stress into a powerful strategic advantage and ensuring you are fully prepared for what will undoubtedly be a historic financial moment. Friends, this is the pivotal moment many in this community have been meticulously preparing for, and it is vital to recognize that the success of this journey is fundamentally tied as much to one's mindset and strategy as it is to the physical currency held. Whether an individual possesses a modest stack of 1,000 dinar notes or holds a more substantial collection of the 25,000 denominations, the true Enduring value lies not merely in the paper itself, but in the comprehensive preparation, the thoughtful strategy, and the essential mental resilience brought to this decisive process. Success in this complex endeavor is a multi-layered construct, built upon the foundation of precise timing, deep knowledge, and meticulous physical planning. Timing is a critical vulnerability because exchange opportunities can emerge with sudden force, often triggered by surprise government announcements, shifts in financial policy, or major global economic developments. Being fully prepared means you possess the ability to act decisively and immediately when the ideal window of opportunity swings open. Knowledge is equally non-negotiable. Understanding the delicate balance between public and private rates, consistently tracking official statements, and knowing the exact, proper procedures for verifying and protecting your notes, empowers you to navigate this complex process with unwavering confidence. Meticulous preparation ensures that no variable is left to chance, covering everything from archival quality storage and the correct physical documentation to the ready availability of all original purchase receipts and notarized affidavits. The overarching motivation and disciplined mindset serve to tie all these components together, allowing one to remain positive, patiently focused, and resilient enough to overcome potential logistical setbacks, unforeseen delays, or moments of profound market confusion along the way. This entire journey serves as a severe test of one's fundamental ability to remain calm under extreme pressure, to stay perfectly organized amidst total uncertainty, and to be decisively proactive when opportunities finally arise. Every single preparatory step taken, sorting the notes, diligently safeguarding them, staying alert to all news, and maintaining proper records is an investment in your personal readiness and long-term peace of mind. Finally, it is crucial to recognize the sheer rarity of this potential moment. Opportunities of this magnitude are historic and often occur once in a lifetime, making preparation not merely a practical recommendation but a truly transformative exercise in personal financial control. Stay vigilant, remain motivated, and maintain trust in the comprehensive effort you have already invested. As we conclude this crucial update, remember that all content shared on this platform is purely informational and is absolutely not to be construed as financial advice. Before making any concrete investment or exchange decisions, it is mandatory to consult with qualified professional advisors. By successfully combining the detailed preparation outlined here, the vital knowledge acquired, and a fully empowered, resilient mindset, you strategically position yourself to approach this unique opportunity with the utmost confidence, a state of total readiness, and the necessary clarity to navigate it to a successful outcome. Friends, don't forget the importance of engagement. Like, share, and subscribe to the Dinar Daily channel. Subscribing ensures that you consistently receive the daily updates, expert-sourced insights, and the practical, actionable guidance necessary to navigate this complex journey with total confidence. By liking and sharing this information, you not only provide essential support for the channel's mission but also actively contribute to the growth of a community composed of informed, prepared, and highly motivated individuals who are all on the same strategic path. Staying connected through this channel means you will never miss a crucial, time-sensitive announcement, a sudden change in exchange policies, or a critical tip that could help you secure and protect your potential investment. Every single piece of information disseminated here is meticulously designed to empower you, providing much-needed clarity in the often confusing and rapidly shifting world of large-scale currency exchange. Consider this channel your essential daily companion, dedicated to keeping you motivated, fully informed, and ready to take strategic action at the precise right moment. Whether you are just beginning to accumulate notes, already possess a substantial holding of various denominations, or are still conducting meticulous research, consistent engagement with this channel equips you with knowledge that can make a meaningful, tangible difference in how you ultimately approach this journey. At the same time, it is an essential, non-negotiable reminder that this video and all content shared are strictly for informational purposes only. They do not constitute financial advice and should never be treated as a recommendation to buy, sell, or exchange any currency. Currency exchange, Particularly speculative currency inherently involves significant risks, including potential value fluctuations, complex legal requirements, and procedural challenges that necessitate formal professional guidance. Always, without exception, consult with licensed financial advisors, certified accountants, or other qualified experts before making any final decisions related to investments or currency exchanges. Securing professional guidance ensures that your entire strategy is meticulously tailored to your unique financial situation, specific goals, and personal risk tolerance. The content provided here should be utilized as a learning tool, a valuable source of general knowledge, and a motivational guide, never as a substitute for personalized, professional advice from qualified experts. The key to responsibly navigating this entire process is a combination of staying informed, remaining prepared, and exercising a high degree of caution. By skillfully combining the actionable insights shared here, maintaining the unwavering motivation to stay focused, and diligently following the guidance of trusted professional advisors, you place yourself in the strongest possible position to handle any emerging opportunities wisely and confidently. Therefore, make full use of this channel, engage thoughtfully with all the content, and always ensure your final decisions are made with deep reflection and strategic intent. Remember, your personal financial journey is unique, and meticulous preparation remains your single most powerful tool.